$30 million fraud investigation underway at Immaculate Conception High School. Nationwide News understands that a massive multi-million-dollar fraud investigation is underway at Immaculate Conception High School in Upper St. Andrew. Sources indicate that the investigation has so far uncovered that some $30 million has been misappropriated from the A-list all-girls institution. That sum is set to increase as an audit intensifies. Ricardo Brooks from the Nationwide News has been tracking the developments and files this report. Auditors have been called in to examine the financial health of the Catholic all-girls institution, known for its record of excellence, but all does not appear to be well. Sources say it appears the school bursar has fled. She has not returned to work since Friday, February 5th. Allegations are she met with a group of auditors on February 4th. She was asked to prepare information for the auditors by the following Tuesday. When contacted this afternoon, officials at the Top Flight Girls' School were tight-lipped as to how millions of dollars could have gone missing from one of Jamaica's premier secondary institutions. Carolyn Anglin chairs the school's board. She refused to be drawn on the damning allegations swirling around the school. Education consultant at the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston, Margaret Bolt, was similarly reluctant to give details. She said that she is aware that auditors are at the school. Ms. Bolt says she was told that the bursar had not reported for school during some time last week. But the Roman Catholic Archbishop of Kingston, Reverend Kenneth Richards, who has general oversight of the school, says he is aware of allegations of misappropriation of funds. He's awaiting a report before making further comment.
I do not have the details, so I'd have to reserve my comment until I get the details.
But are you aware of the allegations?
I'm aware, yes.
And do you know by when the Archdiocese would be in a position to make a statement?
Within 2 days or so.
Okay.
I have to get the report.
Do you mind telling me, Archbishop, what the allegations are, the nature of the allegations?
I was just informed that there would have been some misappropriation of funds.
The place at Immaculate Conception High School is a highly sought-after prize for many students sitting the PEP examinations. The school is consistently ranked among the top 2 institutions in the island. Calls to the principal this afternoon were not answered. It is understood that the new principal, Stacey Reynolds, joined Immaculate in September of last year. The alleged fraud is said to go back several years. Two bodies found in open lot in Portmore, St. Catherine. Investigators at a double murder scene in Portmore, St. Catherine, have now confirmed that the bodies of the 2 victims are those of Calabar long jump coach Nicholas Soapman Newville and a 19-year-old girl whose identity has been given as Rahima Edwards. Investigators are still searching for clues at the scene at an open lot in the vicinity of the National Commercial Bank across from the Portmore Mall in Portmore, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 5:30 a.m., residents spotted a Honda Civic motor car parked in a suspicious manner at the open lot and went to investigate. Upon investigating, they stumbled upon the 2 bodies, which were lying in pools of blood beside the vehicle, and summoned the police. On the arrival of the lawmen, Edwards and Newville were seen lying beside the vehicle, where it is believed that they were murdered.
Right now, live. Dark road that.
President and CEO of Legacy Athletics, Andrea Lowe-Garwood, says members of the track club are grief-stricken over the death of their assistant coach, Nicholas Newville. Grief and sadness was how Hardware described the feeling at the club and among members of the Calabar High School community. Newville, who represented Calabar High and Jamaica in both the long and triple jumps, was a jumps and sprints coach at both his alma mater and the newly formed Legacy. Our hearts are in pieces right now at the untimely passing of our beloved coach, Hardware told Loop News. He has conditioned so many of our nation's young athletes who have gone on to do so well for themselves, and he started to make such a valuable contribution at Legacy Athletics. We pray for strength. May his memories sustain us, said Hardware. Over his coaching career, Neuville has helped condition some of Jamaica's top sprinters, such as Christopher Taylor, Oblique Seville, DeJoe Russell, and Michael O'Hara. He has also produced jumpers such as Nicholas Gordon, Adrian Riley, Javier Lowe, Todia K. Willis, and Julaine Walker, according to the Legacy Club website. In addition, he has been a member of the national coaching staff for a number of games, including the 2011 Carifta in Cayman Islands, the 2018 CAC Senior Games in Colombia, and the 2019 Under-20 Pan American Games in Costa Rica. Neuville resided in Waterford, just minutes away from where his body was discovered. Two accused in Andrea Lowe-Garwood's murder remanded in custody. Two of the three men charged in the murder of credit card officer Andrea Lowe-Garwood inside a church in Falmouth, Trelawney, were remanded in custody when they appeared in the Trelawney Parish Court on Monday, February 15th. They are to next appear in court on March 2nd. The men are 29-year-old Javon Janoy Garwood, who is charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder, and Dwight Bingham, who is charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm. Garwood, who is a stepson of the victim, and Bingham are both represented by attorney Martin Thomas. A third accused, Leon Hines, appeared in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston on Friday, February 12th, and was remanded in custody until Thursday, February 18th. Attorney Michael Hemmings told Loop News after the hearing last Friday that Hines, who is the alleged getaway driver in the crime, is in discussion with the prosecution on a plea deal. Hines is charged with murder, illegal possession of firearm, accessory before the fact, accessory after the fact, conspiracy to commit murder, and misprision of felony. 51-year-old Lowe-Garwood was shot dead during a morning worship session at the Agape Christian Fellowship Church on Sunday, January 31st. Manchester man gets 33 years for sexual assault of a 14-year-old. A Manchester man who had sex with his wife's 14-year-old niece has been sentenced to a total of 33 years in prison. His name is being withheld to protect the identity of the victim. He was given the mandatory minimum of 15 years in prison for having sex with a person under 16 years old, 15 years for grievous sexual assault, and 3 years in prison at hard labor for sexual touching. The sentences, which are to be served simultaneously, were imposed by Chief Justice Brian Sykes in the Manchester Circuit Court last Friday, weeks after he was found guilty of the offences. Sykes, in explaining his decision to impose the mandatory minimum sentence, pointed out that the Manchester man was a person in authority over the child as defined in law. Further, he said, engaging in sexual intercourse with a child creates psychological scars which affect them throughout their adult years, and that the law should serve as protection for children. Prosecutors led evidence that the man went to the then 14-year-old's room and had sex with her while her mother was away. On another occasion, he approached her while she was using an outside bathroom and fondled her. The child reported the incidents to her guidance counselor at school, who contacted the police. A man who flew into a rage during an argument with his own sister and stabbed his two nieces for no apparent reason has been given a non-custodial sentence instead of being imprisoned. Jonestown resident Michael Williams was sentenced to 12 months imprisonment after pleading guilty to 2 counts of wounding with intent in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court recently. However, Chief Parish Judge Chester Crooks suspended the sentence after one of the victims begged him not to send Williams to jail. Williams pleaded guilty to using a ratchet knife to cut and stab the women on January 29th during an argument with their aunt. "What's the reason you did it?" Crooks asked. "I don't know," said Williams. "Maybe ignorance, and I'm really sorry for it." Crooks told Williams that this was not a reasonable answer. "I'm giving you 12 months imprisonment. Would you like to apologize again or say goodbye to anyone?" Crooks asked. But one of the victims intervened and asked for leniency. She said the family didn't want Williams imprisoned because he had apologized and that this was the first he had committed such an offense. Crooks acceded to the woman's request and suspended Williams' 12-month sentence for 2 years. This means that Williams would be sent to prison for this crime if he's convicted within a 2-year period for another offense for which he could be sent to jail.